Okay, in this video we're going to take a look at how to navigate the Cayenne menu. So notice here I'm on my opening status page, and these buttons across the bottom are buttons that always stay here. They never move. And this second row of buttons will change from time to time depending on what menu you're in. So let's go over to user setups and notice that these buttons change here. And then we also have, when we select our sub menu here, we have tabs that we can go into. And you notice too that that's as deep as these menus go. We never have to go any deeper than that so we can search around for things. Let's come over here and take a look at the history. And as I go through the menu here, my history over there gets repopulated. Over here it gets populated to let us know where we've been. And so this is a great tool to use when you're learning and you try to remember what menu you were in to get this function. And let's say maybe you were in the macro menu, so you see your macro catalog here, and then just go ahead and click on that and that'll take you right back. This constantly changes and gets repopulated as you change through different various menus. But we can go to favorites and actually save pages that we like. So let's say we're doing effect building and we want to have EMEM and timeline. So we say let's learn that into some favorites. We have 10 pages of favorites. Each one has 10 registers on it. So you have up to 100 favorites you can do. So you just hit the learn button and then pick the physical location where you want to put that at. So now that timeline edit. So maybe while we're building we want DPMs. So we'll come back here and say I want to go into DPMs. And then maybe we'll also want the macro menu here, so I'll say that. So now I've learned these favorites here, and I can go through and select these favorites as needed. Some people like to have a last menu button to say, just take me to the last place where I was before. So you can learn that here if we say learn history, and then I'm going to click that into the lower right and say that's my last menu. So now let's click through this. We'll go to DPMs, keyers, and then this will take us back, this last menu will take us back to the DPM menu. So there's other things that you'll notice, these black boxes here, and Grass Valley calls those points of use. So if I come into a 2D resizer menu or my IDPM menus, you see all these buttons change. So right now we're on locate, which means that all of these boxes over here, which are connected to soft knobs when you're on a physical menu, those are all, that's what the control is delegated to at the moment. And I'll double click on a keyer so that will open up and enable that DPM. But let's say I want to do some rotation. Well, I'm in locate right now, so if I find rotate, I'll find it in this box, click on that box, it just changed all these here. So that also changes your delegation to the soft knobs when you're on a regular menu. So again, Grass Valley calls those points of use. Notice too, when we're doing this, I'd like to mention that the backgrounds here are all green. Every menu we go through, everything's green until we get down to engineering. Then it turns red on us, and that red is just to alert us to say, hey, you're in engineering right now, and what you do in this engineering menu can and will affect the entire switcher. So you just have to be careful that you're doing things doing what you want to do when you're in that menu. Then we can go over here to EDPM if you have that option. That's basically a layering engine. You can put up to 8 layers and bring that back in on one button. The EDPM turns orange. A lot of these menus are the same. They look very similar, almost identical to the main menus, so they put them in orange just to let you know you're working in the EDPM area. We also have a couple of bars here at the top that are status bars that let us know, they show us information. And as you go along in the show, you might see something flash up there and you're not real sure what it was. Well, then all you need to do is click on that, and that will show you different messages that may have come up during the course of your show. Also, if you click on this one, that will show you different engineering stuff. So left-hand side, more for operator, right-hand side is more for engineering. And if you see something pop up there on that right-hand side, and then it goes away, it's a really good idea to click on that just to make sure that the frame's not trying to tell you something is wrong and you need to pay attention to it. One other note that I'd like to add too is when we were talking about in our DPMs, we go into our transforms menu right here, and let's say you change a value, you can come back in and just enter a value back in by simply clicking on it and entering the value. Or if you want to take it back to a Grass Valley default, let's just change this number right here, and Grass Valley default would be dot enter, because some of those menus are not necessarily a 0, they're not necessarily a 1, some of those values. So if you want to know what the Grass Valley default was, just enter a dot value in and you'll get it. So that's a basic overview of the menu, and that's all we've got for today.